So today I'm gonna make a dessert. It's a very traditional dessert in Mexico and it's called Buñuelos. Now, this is a special request from my friend Jack. So Jack, this is for you. I hope you like it, but you have to help making it, okay? So what you're gonna need flour. You're gonna need oil, just vegetable oil, butter, salt, baking powder, right? Cinnamon, and you're gonna need some eggs. Now all the quantities are gonna be listed on the recipe. So that's for the buñuelos. The buñuelos normally, it's kind of like a tostada, but it's like a fritter. It's delicious. And then normally you can put on top honey or like maple syrup, well, the equivalent of maple syrup, or even powdered sugar. If you want to make let's say the juice from scratch, well, it's not a juice really, it's the sauce from scratch, then you would use brown sugar, okay? But to keep things easy, just use honey and or powdered sugar or maple syrup. So let's get started. Okay, so before we start doing the dough, we need to get all our ingredients ready. So the first thing is you're gonna have 1 cup of water. You're gonna boil it, you're gonna put cinnamon and a pinch of salt, okay? You're just gonna let it boil for a couple of minutes, and then you're gonna take the cinnamon stick out. This is gonna be the water that you're gonna use when you make the dough, okay? So it's gonna be cinnamon flavory water, which is just smells good as it is. I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you that you also need eggs. Well, now you know. So we need 3 eggs. So you're gonna just stir the eggs and have them ready, okay? You're gonna need 4.5 cups of flour, so have it ready as well. You're gonna need 1/2 cup of melted butter, okay? And you are going to need 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Okay, so now that we have all the ingredients ready, let's start making the dough. So let's start doing the dough. Disclaimer, I have never done this before, so I'm hoping it works. Okay, so now we have 4.5 cups of flour. Now we're gonna have 1 teaspoon of baking powder in there, okay? So now we're done here. We're gonna mix this together. Just mix it, mix it, mix it. Okay, and now the fun part starts. We're gonna pour it on a flat surface. This is probably gonna be messy, which I am sure if kids try this recipe, they're gonna love. And the first thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna make a little puddle in the middle. Hope you can see the puddle in here, okay? And you're gonna put your 1/2 cup of butter and the 3 eggs in the middle. Okay? And now you very slowly are going to start mixing this together. As I said, it's gonna be messy in the beginning until we start really mixing up. It's probably gonna take a little while, but well, it's all about just mixing this, okay? So once you start seeing that it gets like getting all chunky, okay? You see how it starts getting a little bit chunky, okay? So on the side, you have your water, the water that had been boiling with the cinnamon, right? So we're gonna start, whoops, so very messy. And so you're gonna put, this is your cinnamon water. So I'm gonna just little by little, gonna start adding the water a little bit more. So this is a process, okay? So take Take your time. Take your time. This has to be done little by little, just adding the water and mixing. You're making here the dough, all right? Okay, so I'm gonna keep doing this. Keep doing it on your own. Again, it's taking shape, and I'll touch base in a little bit once this dough is ready. Check on the dough. I have been doing this for a couple of minutes probably. As you can see, it's starting, it's almost ready. Okay, you just keep doing that. As you can see, it's just getting all the flour from the countertop. I still have some of the flavored water that we did with cinnamon and a pinch of salt. Very slowly, that's the key. Just incorporate the water little by little and just keep doing what you're doing. Almost done. Okay, so now that this is ready, and how do we know it's ready? It's not sticking to my hands. It's, smooth. It's elastic, which is what we want. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna just roll it into just a big ball like that. Okay, and we're gonna put it in a little container or something. Just make a little ball. Okay, so we're just gonna put it in here. We're gonna cover it, and we're gonna put it in a warm place like that for 1 hour. So it can be inside your microwave, it can be inside your oven. Now if you put it inside your oven, make sure your oven is off. So 1 hour, and I'll see you back in 1 hour. The dough has been resting for an hour, and now we're gonna start making some Buñuelos, okay? So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna put a little bit of flour on your countertop. You wanna grab, not too big, maybe the size of a golf ball, okay? You're gonna roll it, okay? And now you're gonna make it thinner, okay? So this is a fun part. You're gonna make like little circles with it. It's fun. Again, if you need a little bit more flour so it doesn't get too sticky, go for it. It doesn't have to be perfectly round. Now, it's very important that you try for this to be as thin as possible. I mean, it's gonna get super crunchy, so for me, the thinner, the better, okay? So as you can see, it's pretty thin. So this is ready. Again, it doesn't have to be a perfect circle. It has to be like that. Now, while you're doing this, you already have your oil. So it has to be very hot. So be very careful. So if you have your kids helping, just kids, remember that this is something the adults must do, okay? So once you have this, now we're gonna put it in the oil and brown it. Okay, so I'm gonna take this out and just show you how it looks. Okay, so we're gonna let it brown on one side, and then we're gonna turn it around and burn it at the other. And then after it's brown on both sides, then we're gonna put it just to the side on paper so all the oil drips. Okay, I'm gonna show you how it looks in a little bit. Okay, so the buñuelo is ready to be flipped. So it has to look kind of like this, okay? So now you're gonna flip it and keep doing what you're doing. Same with all the rest of the dough. I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, so this is the last one of our buñuelos. So with that dough that you saw, I probably got like 12 to 15 buñuelos. So it's a pretty good size. So you have to be very careful every time you take it out of the oil, because the oil is very, very, very hot. Okay. So after that, all you have to do is just let it cool down, put some powdered sugar or honey or maple syrup, and that's it. So enjoy, buen provecho.